Hey, we're cooking with gas here on the Jewcast.
Okay, careful using a phrase like that.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
Tradition!
Oh, shut up, Carl! Shut your goddamn Jew mouth! You people are why there's war in the Middle East!
Gekakken van Jan.
Nebbig.
Ver poepoepoe.
Vermischt.
Verkakt.
Vertut.
Verstonken.
Fartig.
Exactly.
You what Grammy Hall would call a real Jew.
Gobble, gobble. Hello there.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of American Jew.
I'm pretty thankful for it. Are you?
I hope it's exciting, actually.
I'm excited. I think.
Excited, that's good.
Yeah, this week there is a lot to be thankful for.
Okay, well, it's Thanksgiving this week.
It is Thanksgiving. Not exactly a Jewish holiday, but I feel like we celebrate. You know, some of us celebrate it.
Well, you know, there is a theory that they stole kind of Thanksgiving from Sukkot.
Right. It's around the same time, the harvest.
It's kind of like the same thing, a harvest festival, you know. It's interesting, actually, about this holiday because there have been times where, Jewish people said that they shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving, that Jews shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right, because it's a Quaker holiday.
Well, I don't know if it's a Quaker holiday, but I guess there's I think it's more of a secular holiday.
Right.
I think it's been determined that Thanksgiving is a secular holiday, but I guess there's a thing in the Bible where, like, Jews aren't supposed to copy what Gentiles do.
Right.
So because of that, they're saying, oh, well, Gentiles are doing this holiday, so Jews shouldn't do it. So different rabbis have spoken up and said, oh, well, this is okay, this isn't okay. You could do it, but you can't have anything to do with any prayers, or you could celebrate it, but every couple of years you should skip it, or you should do something different, so it's not like that important or ritualistic to you. But I think the overall consensus, especially with American Jews, is that it's about being thankful, that it's a secular holiday, and it kind of has a lot of, has a lot in common with a lot of the Jewish traditions, actually.
Yeah.
Bringing family together, breaking bread together, so that things it kind of has in common. So for American Jews, we do celebrate Thanksgiving, and it's okay, and we enjoy it, and it's one of the secular holidays that can be celebrated somewhat like the 4th of July. You know, it's not a religious holiday. It's a holiday about being an American.
Well, I always remember somebody asked me years ago if the Jews celebrated Thanksgiving. I said, well, there's a big meal. So, yeah, we do.
That's true.
We love to get together and eat. That's, this was the first time that Jews really enjoyed turkey. We hadn't had any turkey recipes prior to Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. So this
was all
turkey
chicken.
is kosher, so that's good. That worked out.
I read some Jewish recipes. You can, for turkey, you can stuff it with, like, mashed potatoes.
Oh, well, with matzah meal, I bet you can stuff it, too. You can make your stuffing out of matzah meal.
Yeah.
Stuff it with mashed potatoes. How's that Jewish?
I don't know. They said it's like a knish.
Oh, okay. A turkey knish? Yeah, well, hey, there's nothing wrong with celebrating. Some ultra-Orthodox people don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving. But, on our podcast where we identify more as cultural Jews, now religious Jews, we definitely think that there's nothing wrong with celebrating Thanksgiving. We encourage it. I like turkey necks was always a big thing in my family.
I mean, are leftovers kosher? I think they should be.
Yeah, leftovers are kosher.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a thing in the Torah.
Thanksgiving leftovers like the best.
But it's not just for Gentiles. Thanksgiving, it's for all people. And it goes, it crosses religious boundaries. It's not about religion. It's not about any group. It's about being an American and being thankful for what you have, kind of. And it does take a little bit from, the Sukkot festival. There's a lot in common with it. So, hey, get your celebration on. It's okay. You have American Jews' approval to celebrate Thanksgiving.
L'chaim.
So before we get into this week's parsha, let's just talk about, everything in Israel is still crazy. They didn't form a Knesset. Now it went from being up to Netanyahu. Then Gantz had a chance. And now it's going to be Parliament's chance to try to form this. If not, they're going to have a third election. Meanwhile, Netanyahu has formally been indicted. Charges of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. Of course, he's saying it's all a conspiracy. The liberal media, whatever, they're trying to push me out. This is all a conspiracy.
Right. He's basically trying to promote himself as being from the victim party.
Yeah, but it's not looking good for Netanyahu. His party should probably drop him, or they're probably going to give it away to the blue and white party. I think he is corrupt, Netanyahu. I don't like his stance when it comes to Palestine. I think he's kind of the old guard. I think we need a change of the guard. So I'm happy to see him go out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, find something to be thankful for about what's happening in the Middle East.
It's so crazy. Politics are just all over the place. But we got to get politicians that care about all people, not just for themselves, not just for the people in their tax bracket, not just people that share their ideals or their beliefs, but care about all people as human beings and want everyone to do well and do good. And hopefully in Israel, Netanyahu will either step down or he won't win or his party will abandon him, and we'll have someone else who will change the policies towards the Palestinian people, change some of the policies that Israel has had that, has painted, both Israelis and Jewish people in bad light. And, hopefully we could start promoting some peace in the Middle East.
I'm with you. Well, let's get into this week's Parsha.
All right, let's get into
Another jam-packed portion here. There's a lot going on in here.
Genesis plays like a soap opera, so these are the days of Isaac and Rebekah's lives.
Now, they say Isaac and Rebekah, they spent a long 20 years without having a baby.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Abraham
Abraham and Sarah couldn't have a kid. These are God's kids.
They
we're
waited
God's children. We're God's people. We're going to get the land of Israel. We're going to be Jews. I don't know why God's people are all so barren.
I don't know why they say that it was a long 20 years. Didn't Abraham and Sarah have to wait like a fucking 100 years almost?
I guess they really wanted to get it going on, though.
It's been a long 20 years. Don't give me that long 20 years. It was 90 years old, Abraham was.
Why can't it be easy for them to have a kid? I don't understand any of them. So anyways, they have to ask God or something. God grants them kid. He's going to have 2 kids. He tells them they're going to have 2 different nations in their stomach, and the older one is going to succumb to the younger one or something. That's the prophecy that God tells them.
Right.
Okay, God, whatever you say, you're God. So then...
And the children are like fighting inside her.
They're fighting inside of her. Finally, they're born. Esau comes out first. He's kind of hairy already.
Yeah.
He's got like a redness to him.
And Jacob is like hanging onto his leg.
He's hanging on to his heel.
Right.
Jacob is hanging on to his heel. And they come out, and Esau is a great hunter, and Jacob is more of a man, a learned man. He stays in the tents, and while Isaac favors Esau, Rebekah favors Jacob. Then I guess there's a problem. There's no water. There's famine. This land of milk and honey that God has given us, that has told us it's ours. I mean, I understand. What the hell is going on? God is like, you guys are going to be where my people's coming from, but none of them could have kids. This is my land. This is where you got to go, but there's always famine there. So he tells Isaac, don't leave Israel like Abraham did. Isaac's able to find a place still in the Holy Land that I guess is a little more on the outskirts that they could live off of. And now they're doing this thing again, like Abraham did, where he pretends that Rebekah is his sister because, I don't know, people apparently were so crazy back then that if they thought your wife was hot, they would just kill you and steal your wife.
It's so crazy that this keeps happening. This is like the playbook on how to keep your family alive.
Pretend that your sister.
Yeah.
I don't like this whole weird thing that you got to do. Let's pretend a sister. How about just like, no one fuck my wife, okay?
Yeah, right?
Anyways, the king finds out about it. He's like, Isaac, dude, if someone would have had sex with your wife, you would have brought shame to everybody. Like, what the hell? You don't do that. He tells everybody, don't mess with Isaac and his wife. Isaac does very well there. He's doing very well in this town. He starts building wells. He starts reopening Abraham's wells.
Well, so he builds 3 wells, 2 of which are no good. Like
no. I think they're good, but the first 2, the people of the area, they fight with him and they say, "This is our water. We want this water. This is our water."
Okay.
So that happens for the first 2 wells, and then the 3rd well, people are like, I guess they have enough water. I don't know. They just they don't care anymore about the water. Jacob has the water, whatever.
3rd time's a charm.
They're all doing good. Then the king, I guess, he's like, dude, you got to get out of here. You're doing better than us. You're becoming more powerful than us. You got to go. So whatever, they go, they leave. And now Isaac's old. He's an old man.
Yeah, well, Esau gets married.
Okay, Esau takes 2 wives, and Rebekah and Isaac are not happy about it.
No.
He takes it from these people. They don't like it. Meanwhile, Jacob doesn't take any wives. And, he's just learning or something. He's just hanging in the tents. He's not doing anything.
Esau's kind of a dick also. Like, he basically, he sells his birthright.
Well, I don't think he does it in a dickish way. Actually, I kind of think that's like Jacob's being a little bit of a dick. Esau gets back from hunting one day, and he's so exhausted, and he's so hungry, and Jacob's making some red lentil stew or some crap like that, and Esau's like, oh my God, give me some. I'm dying, man. I haven't eaten. I'm so hungry. Just please give me some food. And Jacob takes this opportunity to tell his brother, "Oh, you want it? I'll only give it to you if you sell your birthright to me.
Right.
You're the eldest. Sell it to me, and I'll give you some food." Wow, what a great brother! What a great younger brother, clutching at the heel when he comes out of the womb, and now he won't even give his brother like a bite of some goddamn lentil soup. And Esau's like, "I'm about to die. What difference does it make if I give him my birthright? Sure, have my stupid birthright." He eats the food, and then he's like, he doesn't really care. He just leaves. He doesn't think it's anything. But Jacob's like, "Ha ha, I got the birthright. Like tricked ya." Anyways, Isaac gets old. He's blind. He wants to bless Esau before he dies. He tells Esau, "Go, get some food, cook it up the way I like, and I'll bless you." Rebecca hears this, and she wants to send Jacob instead. I don't know what she has against Esau. It's her firstborn son. She wants Jacob to get the blessing. So she calls Jacob. She says, "Go get some animals from the flock. I'll prepare them like Esau would have. You'll go and you tell your dad that you're Esau and you get the blessing." And Jacob's like, "Dude, he's never going to believe that."
Right. But she covers him with animal skin, so he appears to be hairy.
Yeah. So if Isaac touches him, he's hairy. So he goes to Isaac, and Isaac's like, "Oh, who are you?" And he's like, "It's Esau." And it's like, "This is weird." He's like, "How do you back so fast?" And he says, "Oh, God made it for me, so I got this." And Isaac's like, "This doesn't seem right. It sounds like it's Jacob." So he says, "Come here, I want to feel you to make sure I know." He touches him. I guess he touches the animal skins, and he thinks I guess Esau's skin was like that much like animal skins.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They didn't have a lot of moisturizer back then.
Jeez Louise. And he's like, "Oh, okay, you're Esau." He gives him the blessing. Esau comes right when he finishes it. He realizes what happens. He's like, "What the hell, Dad? You don't have a blessing for me?" And he's like, "Nope, only one blessing." Which I don't get either. Why can't he bless both of them?
Only for the firstborn.
But anyways, he tells Esau that he's gonna like work the land or something. Yeah, but I guess Rebecca's happy. Jacob got what she wanted him to get, and then they tell Jacob that he should go get some wives, but Isaac wants him to get him from like in the family, keep it in the family, get him from like Sarah's uncle or something's family, like keep in the family.
Right.
He doesn't want it to be like these foreigners. This is, I guess, one of the first times in the Bible where they're kind of being like no assimilation. They're mad at Esau because he assimilated with these two chicks of girls or whatever.
Right, these two Hittites,
whatever the fuck they are. And they don't want the same for Isaac. And then Esau is like, "Oh, WTF, I want to make my parents happy." So he goes and he marries one of like someone.
He marries Ishmael's daughter.
He marries Ishmael's daughter, so he keeps in the family. So now he is the third wife, and that's how the Parsha ends.
It really is like a soap opera.
It's such a soap opera.
This is a soap opera.
These brothers against each other. There's so much brother-sibling rivalry. First there was Cain and Abel. Now there's Esau and Isaac. And I don't know. What's with everyone being barren? What's with everybody like having to pretend their wives are their...
Yeah.
I mean, wow, it must have been really tough to live back then where like you couldn't walk with your wife without guy going like, "I want to fuck her." Boom, you're dead.
Right?
Gosh almighty. Seriously. And I don't understand how God doesn't intervene more. I heard that Rebecca was crazy young. Someone told me that last week when she went, last week's Parsha, when she was going to give the camels the water, that she was only like 4 years old or 14.
4 years old?
That's what somebody told me.
That can't be true. I know people got married younger back then, but 4 seems a little...
I know, especially because then it's like, and then he took her right in the tent. I don't know. If this is like a soap opera, poor Esau, he seems like he got screwed to me. What did he ever do to anyone but be born a little hairy?
Yeah.
Why Rebecca and like wants to...
He was always trying to do the right thing by his father.
Cheat him out of the birthright. The dad loved him. He was a good hunter. He did the thing. Oh, he married some bad women, whatever.
Jacob's more of a slacker.
Yeah, Jacob just hanging out in the tents all the time.
Trying to get the handouts.
And lying. Like,
Yeah.
come on, Jacob. And like trying to trick his brother, like when his brother's at like his low moment. I don't know what's going on. It seems very bizarre. Everything in this thing seems no sense. God's saying don't leave. Well then, God, why don't you make the land better? You know?
Right.
Like, why don't you why are you making these people barren? Like, I don't understand. You're all powerful. You know everything.
Why do I have to dig 3 holes to build 3 wells to finally have one that I can drink from?
Yeah.
Why can't we all drink from the first one?
Why can't? Isn't there enough water in the well for everybody?
Seriously.
We all still came from the same people. Like it's just weird that God was all of a sudden just like, nope, Abraham, now we're going to start with you. Forget everybody else. Like he saved Noah and his sons, I thought, for a reason and everybody from the flood. But then he was like, the people that you spawned, they all suck until Abraham. Then we're going to start with Abraham.
So what is the message of this Torah
He's very
portion, you think?
cliquey, God. He's very selective with like who he wants.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
What is the message? I don't know. Like fuck over your brother.
I don't know if that's the. I mean, maybe the message comes later. Like,
what do you mean? Like if these are just parables, what are you supposed to take from this week's Torah portion?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if we are describing a soap opera, what is the plot line here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, now I guess we're going to see what happens next week between Jacob and his wives and Esav, and if they could get along. I mean, I don't know what message you can pick from this week's Bible. It seems weird. There's a lot of deceit going on.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Like, it seems to me like Esav really gets like screwed over, and I don't get why.
And I don't understand why God doesn't punish him in any way. Like, there's no punishment for him being that underhanded.
Like Jacob.
Yeah, the fact that he stole the birthright, basically.
He stole the birthright, and then he tricked his dad. And his dad just seems like, his dad's just like, he's cunning. His dad's not bitch. He's like, he's a cunning guy.
Smarter than I thought he was.
And fucking Rebecca, like, what is your problem, Rebecca? Like, playing favorites? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, he's clutching at the heel. He came out second. Whatever. I don't know what this week's message could be, but
I don't know.
It's weird.
It's so hard to please a Jewish mother. Jewish father, he's happy with whoever brings him the food.
Yeah, just give me some food.
Just bring me a meal, the way I like it.
The way I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't ever shave.
I don't know what's going on in this week's Torah portion. I don't know what the point of any of this is. This story. I don't know what to take from any of it.
They tell you you're supposed to respect your elders, but this story tells you that you can, they're easy to trick also. Like before people were telemarketers, trying to scam old people, there was Jacob.
I mean, Jacob was just put up for this by his mom, and the other, when the birthright thing is just kind of like weird. We'll see how this goes. This Isaac's week.
I'm the firstborn, and
Me too.
I don't have to sell my birthright to anyone.
I get to sell mine.
I get to keep mine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Well, I am also going to be preparing some food for
Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving.
Okay. Are you making anything Jewish style?
I'm making Brussels sprouts. I'm not putting bacon in it this time. It makes it.
That's funny. That's funny because I want a baked potato Jewish style
without bacon, please.
I would like these Brussels sprouts Jewish style, please, without bacon.
Well, I don't know. I'm thankful for a lot of things this year.
Are you thankful?
I'm thankful that we have the opportunity to talk Judaism every week. For my friends, I'm thankful for you.
Oh, that's nice, Jordan. I'm thankful for all of our listeners. Whether you're in Brazil or in Tennessee, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and send us an email at AmericanJewPodcast@gmail.com if you have anything you want to tell us you're thankful for.
Yeah, and follow me on Instagram, why don't you?
Yeah, you can
at Jonathan Randall.
And you can follow me at Beatnik Nudnik.
Check us out. Show us some love.
All right, I'm getting hungry.
All right, what else is new? Well, hey, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great Shabbos, and be nice to your brother. Don't screw him over.
Gobble tov.